someone says you ain't good enough, you can always improve. On whatever it is that you're talking about. Alrighty, Nami Klima Range Test. We got 0.7 kilometers right now, starting from 99% battery. And we're gonna be conducting a range test. The voltage, normally when it's fully charged, I guess something around 66.5. Let's see when it cuts off, when we're finally done today. The rear motor temperature at 34 degrees Celsius and the front one at 32. Trip so far is 0.8 kilometers. Yeah, let's see how much distance we're gonna be able to cover today and what the readings is gonna be on all those things I just went through at the end of the day. Now, Nami promised a range of 85 kilometers. I'm a 105 kilo guy going to 110. And there are two possible problems that we might encounter during the test. I actually got like a weather alert saying it's gonna be strong wind and a possible very, very heavy storm. So will I be able to make it back home before the storm? And another issue might be the fact that Nami has this function where when your battery gets depleted to 25%, it automatically trips the eco mode. Yeah, in eco mode, your maximum speed is gonna be like 14 kilometers an hour. That's what your grandma does, okay? But it might be the difference between you pushing a 37 kilogram scooter uphill. Yeah. Anyway, those are the two possible problems that we might encounter. And we might not find out until we actually conduct the test. Let's go. And off we go. So, I sincerely apologize for the griminess. We're in Sosnowiec, Poland. That's one of the satellite towns around the Śląsk area of Poland. So, we have, tiny little towns around the major one called Katowice. You got Czeladź, you got Będzin, you got Dąbrowa, and Sosnowiec being the one that I happen to live in, which is the tiniest one, I guess, with the population of 110,000, something like that. Let's say 100,000, just to make life easier. So I'm just gonna be riding around all these towns, probably grabbing coffee or, ice cream or just something to cool myself down in this hot mid-July sun that we're getting right now. Now, there are a lot of factors that can predict the range of a particular scooter. So, take into consideration your rider's weight. Like my weight right now is at between 105, 110, depending on if I had the pizza just the night before I weigh myself. So, and that coupled together with the riding condition and then the elevation around that area, all those factors together will kind of give you a rough estimate of how much range you're going to be getting on your scooter. So it's not that easy. Not to mention, I'm filming and not just riding, right? So making actual content actually requires you, as you all know, you got to set up the shots, you got to take multiple takes sometimes, and all that requires you starting and stopping the scooter, which is gonna take its toll on your battery. Now, I'm not gonna be conservative with my driving at all. I'll be sticking to the D mode and S mode, being the most efficient from all the modes. And now I'm just heading towards a place where I shot my video the last time, I misplaced something, right? So I need to go back in. I might be lucky to be able to recover that stuff. Let's see if that's gonna be possible. And folks, get on my ass. Sorry for my French. They got on my ass last time because of my bad audio. And ever since then, I've gotten the Rode Wireless Pro. And let me know if you've noticed any significant change in my audio quality. Just leave a comment in the comment section if you've been following my channel. Oh Lord. So, in other words, not all criticism is a negative one. You can actually learn from your critics, okay? Someone says you ain't good enough, you can always improve. On whatever it is that you're talking about. Now we're gonna be able to put the 32-beat float into use. Woo. In that kind of scenario, when you have a guy who's literally howling on the road, right? If it were to be my older audio setup, which was, you know, the Tascam and my live mic, and sometimes I also use this Ulanzi JB12 or whatever it is that it's called. It's like a El Cheapo condenser microphone, right? Like a typical AliExpress $50 wireless microphone that plugs straight into your lightning port and sends signals straight to your transmitter on your chest, right? So with a 24 beat, you get clipping all day. But with a 32-beat float, whenever you have something clip out of control, you can always bring it back in post. So that's the advantage of the 32-beat float recording. So, you know, we get back to the desktop when we get back home and find out if we have clip audio or the 32 beats just some gimmick, okay? I tried to miss the road. All right. This was where I was the last time I filmed the Rode Wireless Pro. It was somewhere around here. Couldn't find it. I just have a hard time letting things go from time to time. Am I the only one with that? It's a general thing. See, I was living multiple $1,000 scooter, living it in the open, to go find something that only costs $1. It's just my nature. By the way, this is the KLIMA Max. It has the 30 amp hour battery, 60 volts, just same thing as the bigger sibling, the Nami Blast. And I guess the Bernie is the only one with 72 volt motors. And when you get the Bernie Max, you get 40 amp hour battery, same thing as the battery capacity of the Blast. So sometimes I just wish the KLIMA has 40 amp hour battery, but hey, you can get it all, right? You can always have it all. Find a way to cross the street. And join traffic. Like I said, I'm gonna be toggling between the D mode, which maxes out somewhere around 35 kilometers an hour, and one gear up will be S mode, and that maxes out around 47, 48, depending on your riding position. Somebody has a vintage Porsche right there. I'll be taking pictures too if I were there. Ooh. Now to my favorite part of town. The little town, Sosnoff, is grimy as hell. Like, nice. Seems as if the whole town was built in one weekend. And that's the police station right there. And that's exactly what makes it my favorite part of town. And then let's see if folks are gonna wanna raise the little Klima from a dead spot. I'm in C mode, doing 61 kilometers an hour. Oh my God, I love that S mode. It gets me all the time. I'm supposed to join the pedestrian walk there. Oh my Lord. The torque in this thing is still gonna kill somebody, okay? And I mean that in a positive way, okay? You know when something's so fun that you don't mind dying? That's the Nami Klima for you. Join traffic once again. Woo, Lord. Just fun. See, the Klima doesn't have top speed, or that's not its strong point, right? It has torque, and that's what those who know what's up are looking for. So like I was saying, I won't be riding conservatively at all. Whenever the road calls for 50 kilometers an hour, that's exactly what I'm gonna be doing. Down a little bit. 61. So my goal is to look for the quickest way to deplete the battery. The only thing is the test isn't going to be near accurate, okay? Because I've stopped 1,000 times already. So if I want to be just riding, oh my God, the wind. Now we're fighting against the wind. Doing 60 kilometers an hour. And it's a massive headwind right ahead of us. Lord God. Let me take a break, okay? Because I might get into trouble. And like I said, I'll most likely have to abruptly stop this recording because look at the skies. So like I said, we're not going to be trying to save power, not at all. We're going to be going balls deep all the way. S mode when the road calls for it, and D mode when you get back to traffic, or maybe you're on a pedestrian walk or something like that. The tiny little town Sosnoff is an example of a tiny little Gotham city, or Gotham town.
I don't know what's wrong with me, but I'ma keep that styrofoam with me.
You wouldn't expect the road to be less busy today in Poland because there's this religious holiday, right? And normally Poles don't mess around to observing their religious holidays, but for some reason they didn't give a shit. No letting off the gas, not a single bit. Doing 57 kilometers an hour uphill. And we're approaching the next town or the satellite town called Mysovite. Oh my God, this thing always gets me all the time. The jerkiness, just it brings smile to a grown man's face. And I could stop there if it wasn't for the rain. Because if you guys look up the sky right now, you know we're not gonna make it home before the rainstorm. So now we're just taking left. Oh, God damn. God damn it. This is absolutely insane. It is so fast, it's almost not safe. It's probably telling himself right now that you ain't got shit on me. The car kind of looks a little bit modified, okay? What I'm gonna do is apply this cyclist technique, right? He's watching out because he knows he's gonna get his ass whooped. He knows it. Such a tight road. Oh. All right, I believe I finally gave up because you guys should look at the skies right now and then look at that droplet of water on the deck. So the best thing, the wisest thing for me to do right now is to be heading back home and move as fast as I can. I can't really consider it a failed range test or something, but it just happened to not be so successful today, okay? So another day, another dollar. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the reason why I ride scooters. While you're stuck in traffic, I'm gone. Just a pity there's no proper bike path yet, because obviously the road is under construction. Otherwise, scooters over cars any day of the week. Oh, all right. So we got caught in the rain. My Lord, I hate rain. Son of a... The thing is, I'm not gonna say we weren't warned, okay? But I refused. I was stubborn. I just had to get this content out, and now I'm paying for it. But who knows? Maybe it's actually a proper time to pull the claimed IP55 of the Nami Klima to test and see if I'm gonna get any damages as a result of this situation here. So the motors still seem dry and I'm still caught in the rain. Good Lord. Now, I'm probably gonna have to succumb to public transport, okay? God damn it, I thought I was never gonna ride the bus again. By the way, I have a full comprehensive review of the Nami Klima on the channel. Just check up there at the top of the screen. So in case I don't finish this test, don't ever consider it a failure, okay? It just means we're gonna pick up on where we stopped from here on next time. Peace. It wasn't that much of a disaster, okay? Because somehow I still made it back home without having to ride the bus. So finally we got 25 kilometers altogether. And the voltage is at 62.2. Let me just check the rare motor's temperature real quick. That's 40 degrees. The front one says 35 degrees. You can always check your average speed was 78, or is that 7.8 or 78? That isn't 78, okay? That can't be 78. Okay, max speed, that's 65.4. So, like I said, it's not really a failed test, but we'll pick up from where we stopped today. Deuces.